I wanted to get on here and just share a story. I've had a little bit of a back and forth, a little bit of drama with my family since my grandmother died. And it's resolving, but there's been some underlying tension. And I think there's been some resentment, and there's been some confusion, and there's been some misunderstandings. And I think that happens a lot of times when people pass away. I think a grief is high and emotions are high, and there's a lot of trauma that people go through, and people lash out at each other. And I'm not going to get into all of the details of the things that were said and done, but it got ugly. And there were a lot of finger pointing and a lot of accusations, and I'm hoping that the conversations that we've had since will resolve that. And I don't understand why families do that when people pass away, and maybe it's just too much to handle. But the one thing I do want to talk about that I pointed out to a couple members of my family that didn't seem to know was a story about my grandmother, because of something that I heard multiple times. What I heard was the grandmother that we grew up with and that we knew wasn't the grandmother on the videos. The grandmother that we knew had really short hair, wore flannel and plaid shirts, wore polyester pants and no makeup. And the woman in the video with the hair, the makeup, and the clothing and the jewelry doesn't feel like our grandmother. And she looks ridiculous with all of that makeup. And so we don't watch her videos, because we can't stand to see her almost looking like a clown because she's wearing so much makeup. So I'd called several people, and I'd heard this 4 times. I don't know if people forgot or if they just didn't know, but I needed to remind all of them about why my grandmother didn't wear makeup and why she wore it now. I took my grandmother to Bloomingdale's or Saks Fifth Avenue or Neiman's, one of those places, and we were buying some perfume. And if you look at our earliest videos, she didn't really wear any makeup in those early videos. And while we were paying for the perfume, she noticed that the woman behind the counter was very made up, and she said, "Isn't she glamorous? Isn't she beautiful?" And I said, "She sure is." And she said, "I used to wear bright red lipstick like that when I was young." And I said, "Well, why'd you stop, Grandma?" And she said, "My husband told me I look like a prostitute." And into her second marriage, he preferred that she didn't wear makeup or look glamorous in any way. And so she stopped. By the time she was in her third marriage, she didn't try anymore to look beautiful. She didn't try to look glamorous. She just existed, and she was miserable. And these are her words to me. And one Christmas, she put on bright red lipstick and some eyeliner and a bright red dress. And she wanted to be festive, and her husband punched her in the mouth. Knocked her down and kicked her in the stomach. Drug her by her hair into the bathroom and slammed her head up against the mirror and told her to wash it off and never, ever look like that again. I was so upset in the store that I literally broke down crying because she's such a tiny person. I'm 6'2". I weigh almost 300 pounds, and she's this frail little tiny pixie next to me. And she said, I've always wanted to look like that lady. So I took her over to the makeup counter and I was like, will you give my grandma a makeover? Let her wear anything she wants. And when my grandmother held up the mirror and she saw the eyelashes and the lipstick and the whole look, she just started crying and she said, I feel so beautiful. I look so pretty. And I said, Grandma, you can look like that if you want. She said, are you sure? And I said, of course I'm sure, Grandma. And I had the clerk find me a salesperson. And I said, you take her around the store and whatever she wants at whatever it costs, you make her feel beautiful. You give her anything she wants. And that was the day that Grandma started wearing makeup. And she was so curious about it. She learned, she practiced so hard to put them on, those eyelashes, how to line her lips, how to put rollers in her hair and put her outfits together. And she would get up every single morning and do that. Because she said for the first time in her entire life, she felt beautiful again. And then all of you, every day, told her how pretty she was and how beautiful she was. She felt special, she felt loved, she felt beautiful. And so it wasn't me that started telling her to wear makeup or fancy clothes or jewelry, as my family thought. My family thought that I had just completely changed her. I just allowed her to blossom and be the butterfly that she always wanted to be and that she always was. I let them know that by them not watching her videos, by not commenting, by not being a part of everything that mattered to her, it hurt her.
How come none of my kids comment on my videos? That's my life, and I love it, and I'll keep doing it till the day I drop dead. So take that.
Well, you're not going to drop dead.
No.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I don't care if they don't see it.
I wish I would have known earlier to let them know, because maybe it would have changed things. Maybe it wouldn't have. Do you ever know what someone's going through when you pass judgment on people? When you see things on social media and you're like, you're too old to be doing this, or you shouldn't be wearing that much makeup, or you shouldn't be acting like this, you shouldn't be doing this, and you shouldn't be doing that. You have no idea the things that people go through or what they've gone through, and that they're here right now. And be kind. Be kind. You guys take care.
I'm not. I'm nervous. Okay. Do you close your eye for this? Okay. Oh, goodness. They're so big. I don't... Now, how do I know if I've glued your eyes shut?
Well, we'll find out when you tell me to open it up.
When do I know when it's time to open?
Right now.
Oh, no! It's on the bottom. You look like a Clockwork Orange. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, that I didn't. How did that happen?